There was a cow in a dog kennel in the back of a truck that just went by. Why am I recording now? I didn't touch it.
Because they're talking about my fishing hole.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Chad, and this is Low Life Machining.
Team Chad Low, Low Life Machining. This is what you come to see. Tell your buddies, tell your wives, tell your friends, tell your families. Tell your buddies twice. Tell their wives. Even tell their girlfriends.
If you're unfamiliar with what we do a bit of everything. We're building something out of nothing a lot of the times. A lot of different repairs, a lot of machining, on-site repair, welding. We do it all, basically. As long as we can make it work again, our customers are happy. So, what we're getting into tonight is a roller. And what you should be getting into right now is going down there and subscribing, because we always do something interesting. And like, share, do stuff down in the comments. It all helps out the channel. Stick around to the end for some bonus footage. So tonight we're getting into building a roller. We got some 5.5 inch OD stock. We're going to turn that down to 5 inch in order to slide inside of our 5 inch tubing, which is 5.5 OD. We need a 5.5 OD roller. We have a piece of shaft here that is 1 3/8. The ends where our bearings go are going to be 1 1/4. So I wanted to allow for about 1/8 to turn off and give us a nice, perfect bearing surface. We're going to set this up. We're going to turn it down. We're going to bore out 1 3/8 through here, nice tight fit, and probably slice these off at about 1/2 inch, maybe 5/8. And then those are going to tap inside the ends of our roller. And we're going to tack weld all that, get it nice and true, and then weld everything. Once that's done, we'll put it in mama lathe, and we'll turn our bearing diameters and probably take a skim off the OD to bring everything true together. Welcome to the video. Here we go. Okay, so we have our shaft cut to size. I faced the ends. I didn't center drill it. I did some thinking on that. And what I came up with was, if I center drill it and then weld it, and it's pulled to one side after I weld it, then technically it's not true. So it doesn't make sense to do that. I want everything to be true with the actual roller, so that I don't have to take any material off the roller. Well, I'm going to take a bit of material off the roller, but I don't want to take a whole lot off of the roller. And if I run a center on my shaft, weld that up, and it cocks to one side on one way and cocks the other way, that's not any good. I have 1/8 of an inch to work with. If I make everything true to the roller, I can more than likely center this and still do quite well on my bearing fits, instead of the other way around and potentially taking like, what, 1/8 of an inch off of the roller diameter. I don't want to do that. So right now we're going to head over to the Standard Modern, and we're going to start chipping away at that 5.5. Now, a lot of you might have wondered, why didn't you just go with 5 inch? Your idea of your tubing's 5 inch. Just get a piece of 5 inch and jam it in there. Well, that's fine and dandy. Except technically, as a machinist, most people know 5 inches isn't 5 inches, and this isn't 5 inches. It's 5 inches and 1/10. So a piece probably would have just fell right in. Looking back on it, it probably wouldn't matter too much, but I want a nice tight fit in there so that there's minimum distortion when I do weld it. So that's why I went with 5.5, so that I can actually turn it down to 5 inches 1/8 and be able to tap that in there nice and snug like. We just got to cut down our slugs and get them on in this tube. So let's go. So the reason I'm doing this is you can never be too sure after owning a set of verniers for a long time if they are indeed running true. Maybe the ends of these have been nicked. I'm not saying I didn't drop them, but I'm not saying that I did. The old man always used to say, if you drop your verniers, it should feel like a kick in the nuts, because they're your main tool. I'm just going to do a couple measurements here so that I'm sure that what I'm getting for reading on my verniers here and what I'm getting for reading on my verniers on the Standard Modern are the same. We're running about a 30 thou variance on that side. I just want to check this side, see if we're in the same boat. So I'm getting 5 inches 30 thou, and in some cases it's a little bit below. I'm glad I stopped when I did because I'm at 5 inches 40 thou. And what I think I might do is, where there's a variation in this pipe, I will account for that, and I'm going to split the difference and make it like 520, and hopefully put a good chamfer on it and pound it in. So let's get back on the lathe and see how this all works out. I've turned this down to what I hope is size. I brought it down to around 5 inches 18 thou, and that should basically do us for sliding into both ends. So we're going to center drill this, drill it, and bore it out. Okay, so we're back. We got the cap in this pipe here. I had to do a little tappity poo to get it in there, but it did fit very snug. And then we have the other cap here that we're ready to put in. What I'm probably going to do is tack weld this so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to slide the shaft through, slide that one onto the shaft, tap that one in so that everything runs pretty true, and then I'll work it around afterwards. So that's what we're into right now. The other thing that happened was this came in today. So I'm kind of excited to get this up where I'm in the basement of the house. We have the side doors, right? And that's the shop door. And we get a lot of people coming upstairs. So let's check this out. I ordered this off Amazon. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but hopefully it's not too bad. This piece of wood. Yeah, no, custom to the sizes I needed it to be. I don't know what that is. Ah, yeah. Check that bad boy out. Yeah. Gives a little point to the shop. Shop colors. So I'm going to go out and install this right now. Make life easier for everybody. I like it. People should be able to find us a little easier on the side, and makes a big difference. There was a cow in a dog kennel in the back of a truck that just went by. Wasn't a big cow, but anyway, pretty cool. All right, so we got to get back on that roller. So we're going to talk about this here in a second, probably in another video. Get a few tacks on it and then maneuver this around a little bit. It is a little higher here than it is over here. So I'll put a tack over here and we'll tap this side down. Not too bad. Maybe a thou or two more. Get out Old Faithful, I guess. That one just seems to add harder. That's what we want, right there. That looks nice and true the whole way around too. Let's get this tacked in. We've got that done. Let's assemble the rest of this and get machining it. So I'm looking here through the top. It's really hard to see, but on this side here, there's a little bit of a gap. Even right in here there is as well. So I'm just going to put some clamps and kind of squish that a little bit so that I can start this in here a lot easier. Maybe tap it down. Now that we got our ends tacked where they need to be, now I can move my shaft and get that lined up so that it's equal on both sides. And then we can tack that into place, and then we'll do full welds. I guess the question now is, how tight is this shaft in here, right? Now, let's find out. Well, it's not horrible. It's able to move, so that's good. 7 3/4 to there. 7 5/8. That's it right there. Okay, so I got this set at 140 amps and running a little bigger TIG rod. Okay, so we just got both ends center drilled. I'm probably going to turn this between centers. The steady rest really helped in keeping this from wandering just with the length. Obviously, we were able to get the center drilled on both ends. So now it's just a matter of setting it up between centers, and probably we'll just weld a lathe dog on it for now just to get us by. Alright, we got both centers all tied up there and cleaned up. Now we got it between the two centers. One on your tailstock, one up in the chuck. This is just a machinable center that we put in here, dial it in, and then we machine that to a 30 degree so that it can accept the center on the end of this shaft. And I just welded in a quick lathe dog. And that'll hold that long bolt, will hold that between the jaws. And that will allow this to spin, because if it didn't have that, that would just spin on its own. So we're ready to turn. We're going to turn that shaft first down to 1 1/4, and then we're going to flip this around, and we're going to turn this to 1 1/4, and then take a skim off the OD of the actual roller itself. So we got this end turned down true. It's a little chattery there, but everything's still good for the bearing to fit on there, so that works out good. What I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn the OD of the shaft to here, and then when I flip it, I'll only have this side and a little bit there, because if it's running between centers, everything should still run true enough. And it is just the roller area where a conveyor is going to run, so it's not that critical either. So we can blend it a little better, but I think that's what we're going to do. And I find that I'm getting better results pulling back towards the tailstock, feeding in reverse, than I am going towards the chuck just through chatter. So I think that's more due to keeping the load on this bearing back here. So we're going to get on that, and yeah, comes along nicely. Why am I recording now? I didn't touch it.
Because of talking about my fishing hole.
It's a chuck.
That's why no one ever goes to my fishing hole.
Oh, man, that's like hilarious. I was gonna start. I get into what I call the wet season. I know, it's working. We've been there doing the same thing. Everybody else does.
Okay, so we got it flipped around here in the lathe, and I built a quick lathe dog just so that wouldn't have to weld anything on this end. And now that we got it finished, if there is a little burr, we'll just file it off, no big deal. So we're going to get on to cleaning up this little bit here and putting the bearing fit on that end. All right, we're all done on this shaft. We'll get this out to the customer. Just got to get it out of the lathe. So, till next time, subscribe, like, bebop down in the comments, subscribe again, tell your friend to subscribe, tell his friend to subscribe, and then tell your father to subscribe. I think that's enough. Maybe your mother if she's really interested in it too. Anyway, till next time. See you later, Buzzy.
5, 4, 3.
So, until next time, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, do that stuff down there. And tell your sister to subscribe, and your father, and your mother.
Cut. So we're gonna do the okay. Just dry on here.
I don't got time for your shit. I've only got so much battery life now.
Let's plug her in, bud. Mine we go.
All right, we finished up this roller shaft tonight, so we're gonna get that out to the customer in the morning. Until next time, like, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Think about subscribing, and then maybe do that. Then tell your buddy to subscribe. Then tell his buddy to subscribe. And if you get a chance, tell your mother and father to subscribe. And tell your buddy's girlfriend to subscribe. And his wife to subscribe. I think that would about do it. That would probably get us up there. We'd be doing all right with that.
Or backwards.
Or backwards.
Or wife first. Then.
Yeah, you could do your wife first. I don't care.
This is funner than I
As
thought
long
it
as
would be.
subscribe.
I want to become a director. All right. Take 36. All right.
No.
Listen, because you're gonna tell your friends, tell your buddy, or tell your family, when you say tell your buddies, say tell your buddies wives, tell your buddies' girlfriends. I like the way you listed it off though. Like tell your best friend, tell his dog, tell his fucking chick, you know what I mean? And tell his wife and tell his girlfriend. Right?
You want to do the ending for it?
Oh, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's about all we got tonight there. You see the polished shaft here, Team Chad Low Life Machining. This is what you come to see. Tell your buddies, tell your wives, tell your friends, tell your families. Tell your buddies twice. Tell their wives. Even tell their girlfriends. Till next time, subscribe below, click like. Some slogan for Chad Low Machining.
Until next time. See you later, Buzzy.
What?